Hello world! Welcome once again to Jerry Builds Things. I'm Jerry, and sometimes I build things. Sometimes I also take things apart. So last time I fixed the AC in the daily driver Suburban, and the problem was that thing stopped working. So today I'm going to do one of the things that I've always loved doing ever since I was a kid, taking things apart. And the best part about it now is it's already broken, so it doesn't matter if it can't go back together and I lose all the hardware or whatever. So I'm excited to get into this thing and just find out what happened. I have zero experience taking apart AC compressors or repairing them. Not that that matters because I have a brand new one in the truck already. So let me grab some tools and let's find out what went wrong. Alright, first I might gather some old dirty rags together, because there's bound to be at least a little bit of old compressor oil in there, and I don't want it just pouring out and making a mess if I can help it. And I don't have to worry about keeping it super clean here because it's already destroyed, so we can just see what's going on. I love this. Last time my lavalier microphone was pointing straight at my face. That's fine, great sound pickup, but also great wind noise pickup from my mouth, from my nose, breathing. I had to edit a lot of that out. So this time I pointed it away from my face, so hopefully the sound is fine and just removes the wind noise from me. Because you're already getting enough wind out of my speaking. You don't need extra wind. Maybe that counts as bonus content. Extra wind. All right, I have a hunch that that nut on the front of the clutch is a 10 millimeter. My hunch is right. And yes, I am aware you're not supposed to use the chrome sockets with impact. I think it's because impact sockets aren't hardened, or they're not hardened quite as much, so they won't shatter. I heard that a long time ago. I haven't Googled it to check to see if it's true or not. I could see if I was using a 1/2 inch or even a 3/4 inch drive impact to take off bud nuts or something on a straight truck and the socket was a chrome socket. I could see you shattering that, but I don't think I'm going to shatter this thing. All right, that was easy enough. Let's see if we got any. All right, this table's gonna drive me nuts. Let me crank the feet down on this thing. Much better. So at any rate, in normal operation, your engine is spinning, the belt is turning, and the belt is spinning this pulley. When the clutch isn't engaged, the pulley is just freewheeling and it's not turning the compressor. Then, when your system demands that the AC compressor kicks on, it engages the clutch grabs on to that actual pulley, and now power from the engine via the belt is being transmitted to this, and it's turning the compressor, circulating your refrigerant now. So now I'm going to take apart that clutch. Nut came off the front, so now all the pieces will start to come apart. And it looks like there's a snap ring in there. So I'm hoping that once I get that snap ring off of there, all the rest of this will come off, and then there's some bolts behind that, which I should be able to use to take the compressor apart. So let me get my snap ring pliers. It's a little small. There we go. Keep this handy just in case I need to use it again. Now I'm guessing that this does not want to come off because it might be at least a slight press fit, if not a heavy press fit. I don't know. I'm not sure. If it was held in place by a snap ring, I don't know why it would be a total press fit. So let's just get the puller going. It's for a good cause. It's in the interest of science. Science and exploration. Alright, I might already have this set up for this. not exactly the puller you would want. A 3-jaw is a lot more stable. And if you use something like this on a pulley like this, you could damage the pulley, but I don't care because this is garbage. Probably could be rebuilt, but I don't care. I want to see what's going on in there. All right, I didn't even need to put a wrench on it. I broke it free. It's like a light press fit. That's what I kind of figured. Otherwise, it wouldn't need a snap ring. All right, we got some things now. We got some things coming off. Now this is the coil. I do know that. That's the part that when it gets energized, it turns into a big magnet. I might actually save that because it might be fun to use this for a project or something. Because I'm always running out of things to do. People that know me, when they hear that, they're going to get a real good laugh. All right, that screw did not want to come out very easy. So, let me see. I have an impact driver set. Manual impact. It's just small enough. All right. So I got to remember, push down left or right. Yeah, okay. So the other way. For those of you that haven't seen one of these before, this is a manual impact driver. And it's got a cam action on the inside of it. And when you strike this, see how it basically compresses, kind of. It's spring loaded and it's got a cam action on there. So as you push, the cam is forcing this tip either counterclockwise like that, or you can reset it, push it, and it wants to go that way. So that means that if you have a stubborn screw that's not breaking free with a screwdriver and you're in danger of mangling it and stripping it out, you put this on there, you smack it with a hammer. Not only is it using impact force to like unscrew it forcefully, but it is driving it into the screw, so you're less likely to strip it out. As you're trying to remove a stubborn screw with a screwdriver, you can feel it kind of like ride up and roll up, but this thing drives it in there and it forces it down. So let's see if it works this time. I've had to use it a handful of times in the past 20 years, and it works well. One good example is the screw that's on brake rotors. You want to take the rotor off and that screw is corroded like crazy and it won't release, and you're starting to strip it out, and sometimes you have to drill the head of it out so it'll pop off. To avoid all that crap, I've used this on those before and it works good. I want to remove this instead of cutting it. I know I don't care about this thing. I'm illustrating how handy this tool is. If it works. If it doesn't, then I illustrated nothing. Maybe wasting time. A good illustration of wasting time. I want to pin that down pretty well so it doesn't move. Now I'm going to hit it with the hammer. And see if that loosened it up at all. Yep, took care of that. So that's off of there. We're done with that guy. And now I need to remove the coil from here. Oh, okay. Probably see there's another snap ring down in there. This one, after I release that snap ring, that coil is probably going to slide right off of there. Straight one is going to work better now. Nestle that down in there. Ooh, okay. Got lucky. If it wasn't down inside that bore, this thing would have went across the garage. And, oh no, it's not coming off as easy as I said it would. Oh, yeah. Actually, there it goes. Looks like it had some kind of, oh, it was just the paint. Paint on the backside of this thing was kind of stuck to the housing a little bit. That was it. I'm going to zap these bolts out of here really quick. Oh, they're in there. They are not coming out. So I am going to resort to plan B. All right, they're most likely metric. Of course, I'm missing the one that is probably the one that fits. Yeah. Oh, it's right over here. All right, so. Oh, yeah. All right. That wasn't even that hard to break free. It's just this thing is gutless. Woo! After I break these free, though, I'm going to follow them up with that thing. Because they'll knock them off faster. I don't know how long the threads are. They could be significant. Now that I did the hard work for this thing, there it goes. Ooh. Oh, just like an alternator, goes all the way through. All right. Ooh, those are stinky bolts. All that compressor oil on them. All right. And I'm guessing this case will probably pop off of here. Let me get these bolts out of the way. Get anything out of here that I don't want covered in goo. Stinky goo. Sometimes when you're taking things apart, you find stinky goo. It's just the nature of the beast. All right. I'm just looking for garbage. I mean, there's gray crap in here. A little bit of schmutz and discoloration, but there's no like real shrapnel. All right, so I didn't find anything mega major here. I mean, something ain't working right. The thing was locked up. It wouldn't rotate. So I'm hoping for destruction down in here. And let's knock the back of this off. I don't know. I'm not seeing parts. I mean, I'm seeing some kind of stuff in here, but it's not like anything fractured. So let's get into the middle of this thing. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just, at this point, it's almost like a graphite that's in there. And I know that it's not supposed to have that crap in there. So let's bust this case apart. If it comes apart, it looks like it does. You probably use a puller or something to get these case halves apart, actually. Oh no, there it goes. Yeah, there's some stuff in there that does not look good. So that I can see these pistons right around with this. I don't even know what they call this. But as this thing rotates, all these pistons ride up and down, almost like it works like a cam. They all ride up and down in sequence in a circle, and that creates the compression of the refrigerant coming in and being forced out. And if you notice, there's some crazy galling down in there. That does not look good. Get the rest of this to fall apart so we can really see what that looks like in there. Oh, this should just pop out. Yeah. So, yeah, these spherical seats, whatever they call these things, they are jammed on there. They're actually seized. They're just supposed to slide along here. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I realize how screwed up this thing is. I was expecting like carnage, like crazy, like broken parts on the inside of this thing. And sometimes that happens. These little pads are seated in each piston on the top and the bottom like that. In there. And that disc rides in between here. As it's spinning around, it's forcing it to go up and down just from its spinning. So this is supposed to ride on this surface. And these actually friction welded to the disc. That's pretty cool. I want to see what the surface actually looks. Oh, there it goes. That's no bueno. Friction welding in your AC compressor is not conducive to your air conditioning system. That's where the fine swarf came from. So this might be a good example of exactly why you want to clean out your AC system when you're doing work on it like this. Because if there's any leftover junk, it can contribute to this kind of situation. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened right here. Maybe it was just a cheap compressor with a cheap rebuild job on it. Who knows? I was hoping for some crazy destruction on the inside of this thing. It was destruction nonetheless. It just wasn't as impressive as I was hoping for. So anyway, there's a little bit of mild destruction, and that's what killed the AC system on that truck. I learned a little bit about how these systems work and what exactly can happen on the inside to cause it to self-destruct like this. So there you have it. They can't all be as impressive as a windowed big block, but I get what I get sometimes. It was still fun to tear it apart, finding out a little bit about how it works, what can go wrong on the inside. And like I said, I've loved taking things apart ever since I was like 4 years old, taking apart all my toys. So when I have something like this that's already destroyed and I don't have to worry about breaking anything when I take it apart, it's a fun little learning experience. Learning a little bit about how something works, learning about why it got screwed up in the first place, and whatever. You just gain a little bit of information for the next project, or you never know what you're going to use that info for. So if you thought this video was cool, give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time on Jerry Builds Things. Later.